Hey guys, MomentOfSanity here. So, let me just simply put it this way. If this video seems a little bit rushed, or maybe not really up to par with the regular quality of my regular, commentary videos, there's a pretty reasonable explanation as of why. The thing is that VideoPad sometimes likes to screw with me, and I had a completely and totally different video planned for this, and that wouldn't work. And if this video doesn't really go up to par, it's probably because, I had to try and rework many different things. I had to try and figure out what was going on with VideoPad. I still don't know as of right now, but it's pretty much before I actually get to editing, and before I actually get to starting to make the video. So, that's pretty much the entire thing, about this. About the entire thing. What I'm essentially trying to say here is, you know, um, yeah, the main reason why this video might seem a bit more rushed than my standard reaction commentary videos is because, VideoPad likes to screw up with me, and, sometimes it just won't work properly, I don't really have a high-end, crazy editing program. I only have VideoPad, and I'm starting to do pretty well with it, and only now it's starting to mess with me. I don't understand why. So, before I get started with editing the video, I'm going to try multiple different things. I'm probably going to try and, restart the entire PC. Like, that's going to work. But yeah, that's pretty much... But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll probably put like an annotation or something like that, like a little post-edit message or something like that, saying, if you don't want to watch this, then, just skip ahead. So, But yeah, that's pretty much it. This was, post-edit sanity, I guess technically post-edit sanity, you could call it. And I'll catch you guys, in the actual video. Peace. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to yet another amazing YouTube video. So, here we go again with yet another Flat Earth video. This is becoming a common theme on this entire channel, just nothing but Flat Earth videos the entire time. And today I found quite a unique channel here. I don't know if anyone has really made a video on him at all. Apparently his name is Survive and Thrive, but to be fair, with the amount of stupidity that this guy tries to peddle out, I highly doubt that there will be a whole lot of surviving and thriving on his part. Pretty sure he's the kind of person that believes in every single possible conspiracy theory in human existence, as he goes through quite a bit of them in this little video, called I Will Debate Globe Earthers or Scientific Community. Wow, I don't even know if that's proper English. But yeah, let's actually decide to jump right into this. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and grab some popcorn and grab your frickin' soda, and let's jump right into this.
I have come to the conclusion that, we're pretty much down to just people um, calling, names, flat-tard, whatever, no evidence whatsoever to support.
Wow, already starting off with your conclusion. Man, it's already starting off on a good note. Starting off in your conclusion is one of the worst things that you can possibly do when you're trying to debate with someone. Starting off with the whole entire conclusion that we have no evidence, when in fact you most likely don't have any either, is just straight up abysmal. I highly doubt that you have any kind of evidence to prove your side of the argument. I mean, I understand that this was actually previously like a live stream or something like that, because if you look up the video for yourself, it used to be a live stream. But that doesn't really give him much of an excuse. If he had any kind of proof, then it would be pretty simple for him to just simply, I don't know, like take some screenshots or something like that, print them out off of a printer and show them in this live stream to try and prove his point. I mean, it's pretty simple. And also, why do you have to film this outside? What, so he can have an excuse why he didn't decide to print out the images? Yeah, okay, that's not really much of an excuse to begin with, but, then again, what do you expect from flat earthers? Their brains are about as flat as their logic, so,
The globe. So here's my challenge. I will debate anyone. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Neil deGrasse Tyson. I don't care if you're an astronaut who's been up in the ISS supposedly, whatever. You want to have a debate, if it's a flat earth versus a globe, we'll find a nice moderator, send me a PM, and I will do it. And you will lose, because I will have the facts on my side.
Okay, let me just simply get this started and over with. First of all, I'm pretty sure that nice moderator that you're probably going to pick out is most likely going to be a flat earther like yourself, so of course they're most likely going to lose because of your one-sided argument and one-sided moderator. Second of all, even if you did happen to get a moderator that was actually pretty equal on both sides of the equation, you would end up losing in the long run because you wouldn't have much evidence other than just the standard stuff that Flat Earth asshole, Delano TV, and of course Odd Reality like to pull up all the time. The whole entire weird nonsense that you like to pull up is the same as any other Flat Earther, and you have zero evidence to actually back it up other than just some random Yahoo answer stuff that you managed to find off of Google. It's just kind of sad and just genuinely concerning that there's still people that are actually this retarded. And the thing is that unlike Delano TV, which, as of recently he's been pretty much confirmed to actually be kind of a troll channel at this point. I mean, to be fair, it was kind of obvious that he was a troll channel to begin with. I mean, some of his points were pretty retarded to begin with, and by the fact that he used these ridiculous leafy titles, it was pretty obvious that he was a clickbait, troll channel. But this man right here, he speaks with so much confidence and so much seriousness. It's pretty obvious that this guy takes himself seriously, regardless of the fact that, he has a frickin' neckbeard, which already pretty much gives him less credibility to begin with. Probably jacks off in his basement over to some frickin' flat earth images. And of course, we'll probably have some of the weakest arguments, so I can't wait to see what he has.
Absolutely no facts. You have cartoon images from a supposed space agency, which probably
I knew that he was going to start pulling up the whole entire odd reality argument of cartoon images, or like any flat earth argument of cartoon images. Thing is that even though some of them are animations, those animations are mostly just to simply show off, what doesn't appear in the real thing. Maybe it's because it's too dark, or maybe it's because, the image is a little bit too overexposed. And your little cartoon images you're most likely trying to reference to are probably like, I don't know, random drawings or something like that. But of course, the actual stuff you will openly deny, saying that it's like CGI or like it's freaking green screen, because people like you, they just don't like to actually accept the fact that, they are completely and totally wrong. They like to move the goalpost so that way they can continue to be in the right, and they always like to just simply open up and say, yeah, the Earth is flat because I'm obviously of high intellect, even though my brain is about the same capacity as an electron. I mean, it's sad to see that there are still people that are actually this dumb to begin with. And the fact that this man actually takes himself seriously is ridiculous in itself.
does much more below the Earth than above it.
Oh, is it just because of the fact that they actually have ground control? Yeah, that's probably it. That's probably it, to be honest. I mean, honestly, I'm not surprised that he's trying to blow this out of proportion or trying to twist it around to, try and fool his, brain dead audience.
So many things have come to light. Oh, and one other challenge too. May do a separate video on this.
Please don't.
You know the video that I've talked about where it's a huge vacuum chamber where they drop the ball and the feathers, and once they suck out the atmosphere, the feathers fall at the same rate as the ball, which tells you it's pressure, density, not gravity, because gravity didn't change, but the outcome of the experiment did. But people.
Oh no. Let me just simply start this off real quick here. First of all, that doesn't prove that gravity doesn't exist. That's just simply not even correct. You're obviously taking things out of context, and it's just sad. First of all, yes, gravity didn't change, but the thing is that since there was a lot less air resistance due to the fact that there was a lot less air in the chamber, it would make a lot of sense for the fact that due to the lack of air resistance, a feather and a basketball would end up falling at a similar speed because of the lack of air resistance on both of the objects. They would both end up falling the exact same speed because, one, they're affected by the same amount of gravity, but they don't have any more air resistance on them, or at least a lot less air resistance, which of course in turn causes them to, oh, I don't know, fall at a similar speed. It's as simple as that. But with people like this, they probably think that, air resistance is some sort of Illuminati shill, just like gravity. So, why am I even trying to explain this? Who really cares? This guy's just gonna say that I have no evidence, despite the fact that you can literally look at the exact same stuff.
Don't know how to think scientifically anymore because they're not taught that in school. But here's the
Oh, we don't know how to think scientifically anymore? We don't know how to think scientifically anymore because they don't teach the flat earth in school. I wonder why they don't teach the flat earth in school. It's not because the government is trying to hide anything, you dumb little, flat-brained idiot. The thing is that they don't teach it in schools because it's blatantly wrong. It's not that hard to understand. And the fact that you're saying that we don't think scientifically is rich coming from a flat earther, which, the flat earth community is some of the most unscientific human beings in the entire existence of planet Earth. So the fact that you're saying that we don't think scientifically is extremely rich.
challenge. In that same vacuum chamber, or another one that's just as big, let's get a genuine spacesuit. I'm sure this can be done by someone, or even a NASA scientist. You want to prove you were out in space? Fine. Don the spacesuit, put on everything you have in outer space, walk into that vacuum chamber, and walk into that vacuum chamber, and let it be sucked out all the air out of there. Drop the feathers to show that there's no atmosphere in there, and then maybe I'll consider that you might have been in outer space.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that's how they actually test the suits now that they know how to actually do that. Second of all, with the current technology that we have, we can't exactly, make full-on vacuums, because that's just not a thing that we are capable of actually doing. The best that we can do with the current technology that we have here on Earth, is creating something called an ultra-high vacuum. There's still a little bit of air in there, but it's, not as much as the current air that we currently have. We can only make an ultra-high vacuum as of right now, but maybe in the future we could create something more similar to space. But second of all, you're trying to pull up a straw man argument here because, one, that's probably, how they test out the suits nowadays, which automatically blows the straw man into bits. And second of all, even if they don't really do this, it's an impossible argument, which again is yet another piece of the straw man argument over here. It's retarded because every single flat earther likes to use these stupid straw man arguments, like, you walk one direction and you come back the other direction, there we go, maybe I'll actually believe the earth is round, or, maybe something like, like what he said, trying to prove that space is real. It's genuinely retarded that they're trying to pull up a straw man argument here. The reason why it's called a straw man is because of the name itself. It can easily be blown down with common sense.
Are you willing to do that? Is anyone on the globe side willing, if we can get a spacesuit, for you to go into a vacuum chamber and let them suck all the air out and see if you live? You see, because anything we've ever seen has shown that there was a person who was hooked up to a much better spacesuit than the 9 layers of cloth or 11 layers of cloth, whatever it was supposedly, hand sewn and machine sewn in the Apollo astronauts and all the other ones after that. There was a guy in what looked like a metallic suit who was fed with a hose from behind to pressurize his suit. And long before they got down to zero vacuum, the guy passed out, and he reported that spit on his tongue started to bubble, which means, guess what? The blood in his system was probably getting ready to bubble up as well.
Okay, let me just quickly explain this one. This was an experiment. I don't remember the name of it, even if it did have like a particular name. He's trying to explain the experiment where they tried to test the effects of thinner, atmospheric air or whatever it was, and the effects that it would have, and they ended up, putting someone in there, and the thing is that he's trying to, one, take things out of context, and two, put things in there that aren't really in there in the first place. This better suit that he's most likely talking about is a generic pilot suit that the guy put on, and the whole hose from the back, again, fits in with a generic pilot suit. The thing is that he was instructed to take the mask off once they finally finished the whole entire, kind of vacuum kind of thing. And they didn't even get it to a full-on vacuum, and that's not what they were actually trying to do in the first place. They weren't trying to, bring it down to an entire vacuum. They weren't trying to do that in the first place. They were just trying to get it thin enough that you could still breathe in it, but thin enough that they would actually be able to see at least some sort of effect with it. That's what they were trying to do. And on top of this, again, he was instructed to take the mask off, and he ended up suffering hypoxia soon afterwards. And, they instructed him to put the mask on, or else he would either pass out or end up dying in the process. And, he couldn't because, hypoxia started messing with his brain. He, started, losing, various senses, and, he ended up passing out, yes. But the whole blood and spit bubbling and whatnot, first of all, spit isn't even the same exact, consistency and even composition of blood, so I don't know where you're getting this information from. Probably from your biblical biology session, where apparently blood and spit and water are all the same exact elements smashed together into one. But the thing is that only happens when you're at like a certain altitude level, I think. I'm not exactly sure about that. I may need to look a little bit more into this, so excuse me if I don't have enough knowledge on the entire thing. So, just, just simply putting the actual truth out there rather than this guy's contorted, twisted nonsense.
Can you imagine if he got down to no atmosphere whatsoever?
Actually, I can't because, first of all, we can't even do that with the current technology. The closest thing that we can get is literal space, and I'm pretty sure we did something similar to that to actually test out the first spacesuits in the first place. As if we actually had that technology back then. I'm not exactly sure. And the reason why the spacesuits are really so bulky, I forgot to mention this earlier, is because of the equipment within them. It needs enough insulation to, one, protect them from the cold, deep outer space, because it's not exactly, a sauna out there. It's not exactly Florida weather out there. It's pretty damn cold. It's literally space, and there's, like, barely any actual heat energy out there aside from the sun, which you can barely feel any to begin with. And again, the thickness of the suit also protects from the radiation emitted from the sun. Third of all, there's a lot of equipment in those little backpacks on those, spacesuits, and they aren't really little, they're actually pretty massive. But it's filled with a lot of equipment, probably some sort of air, oxygen, canister, or some sort of oxygen containment unit in there. Lots of different, utility devices, maybe like some sort of, like grappling hook-esque device, or they can, kind of hook onto the ship so that way they don't end up floating off into space, just generic stuff like that. That's why the suits are so bulky. It's pretty ridiculous they don't understand this, but, he probably, again, thinks that, temperature and radiation are products of the Illuminati and they don't really exist, so,
Short video, challenge. Anyone you want to challenge? You want to call names? You want to call names in person? Maybe we'll get together. These people are so cowards. They can call names all day to a device, an Android. But if they did it in person, they'd probably get the living crap knocked out of them, wouldn't they?
Oh man, he's starting to act like a generic douche tuber over here. Man, he's already threatening to fight anyone that actually has real scientific evidence. What's hilarious is, again, really rich coming from him is the fact that he's calling us cowards for, calling him out from behind a screen in the YouTube comments, where he is acting like a complete and total coward over here, basically trying to, quote unquote, call out the scientific community, behind his little iPhone 7 that he's deciding to use over here to try and film his, retarded little video right here. So it's kind of rich coming from this guy that he's trying to pin us for being cowards, or he's being a coward himself by hiding behind a camera. It's pretty rich coming from this man over here, Mr. Neckbeard. So, Lord, this is an interesting video.
In a lot of cases, yeah, they would. But that's okay. People have been dehumanized. But let's get some truth out there. If somebody wants to debate me, I don't care who you are, and come with the facts. I'm willing to come with the facts. I've been studying.
Yeah, what are your facts? I swear if you're gonna pull up some odd reality-esque arguments over here, I'm actually gonna slam my face against the table right here. I am not joking.
Studying the facts since 2015. Not one leads you to believe we have motion, and not one leads you to believe we have whatsoever any curvature. I'll come with evidence such as Chicago from 60 miles. How about the mountains of Corsica from 200 miles in Africa? They should.
Oh no. How did I know that he was gonna start pulling up the odd reality arguments? First of all, the Chicago skyline First of all, if you decide to look at that image, first of all, you can't even see the bottoms of the buildings. You can't even see, like, the bottom half of the building, so that's already a huge red flag right there. So, of course, the Earth isn't flat just by that itself. And second of all, there's a logical explanation, even if you were able to see a little bit more of the Chicago skyline itself. Atmospheric refraction, go look it up. I'm not even going to bother to explain it because it's a little bit complicated, and, I don't want to drag this video on for too long, because this is already getting long enough, to be honest. And again, with the mountains, same exact thing. Look up the image yourself, and you won't even see, like, the bottom half of the mountains, let alone even the ground itself. And again, atmospheric refraction, most likely. And I highly doubt that it was from 200 miles away. He's probably pulling out random distances just to try and fool his audience, or at least, fool the flat-brained idiots that actually decide to watch this video / live stream.
Be all covered, but you can see many different mountains and much of the mountain.
Because mountains aren't exactly small structures. Ever really think about that? Oh, wait. He's a flat earther. Of course he doesn't think.
Oh, and the experiments go on and on and on.
Yeah, the pseudoscience experiments conducted by non-scientists that didn't know what they were doing. I swear to God, I'm surprised he didn't decide to pull up the Bedford level experiment, because that would make him a true flat earther if he decided to pull up that one, because that one was debunked even during its entire time, and the entire experiments to try and prove the flat earth are mostly just simply idiotic eyewitness accounts, just like yours saying that, oh, I don't see any curvature within the horizon, so therefore the earth is flat. That's not really much of an experiment as it is just simply creating a conclusion and pulling it right out of your rusty ass. It's just really idiotic to begin with, and it's blatantly dumb just to try and pull this up. It's just... It's retarded. It's genuinely stupid. This is just ridiculous in every single right. Like, this, this, the stupidity is too much for me to even bother finishing this entire video. So that's pretty much the end of today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video and you wanted to give it some support, please consider leaving a like. That's very well appreciated. And, and if you think your friends might like it, consider sharing it to them. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. Share the video, subscribe if you're new and you want to see more content like this, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, I guess. Peace out. See ya.